Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in New Vienna, Iowa. That means it's time for another live stream. Today's date is October 23rd, 2020. It's Friday, and today we're going to try something new, Netflix Friday. I talked a little bit about it yesterday to kind of give everyone a heads up of what we're going to do. But for people who are new, this is the Kofuzi Run Club live stream where we just get together and a bunch of runners sometimes talk about running. Usually kind of we don't, but we talk about running every day, at least a little bit. If you ever have any questions, feel free to chime in. But we're also going to watch a movie together today. And we've been talking about scary movies. And I realized I just haven't seen almost any of them. So I thought, you know what? I need to start watching them. I feel like I'm missing out on some cultural references. So I thought I'd do that. And I was having so much fun watching the movie Poltergeist. I thought we should watch it together. So that's what we're going to try and do today. I can't show it. I can't show you the movie. I should put that on the bottom here. I should type that out. That's going to take too long. I can't show you guys a movie for copyright reasons, but I'm going to show you. Here's where I'm at. I'm at like exactly 48 minutes into the movie. It's at this point of the movie, and we'll pick it up from there in just a moment. But to set it up, so this point, the poltergeist has been there. It tried to take two of the children. It took one of the kids, and she's caught somewhere in a weird inside the TV, kind of. It's a little bit strange. It's hard to explain. I think basically in the parallel dimension that's creating all the other live streams on YouTube, that dimension, that's where the kid is trapped now, and we'll kind of pick it up from there. But first, let's see who's here. We've got Stevie76 says we should chase this down with Borat subsequent movie film. I do want to watch that. I don't know that I've watched the first one. I've seen, a lot of clips from all the different movies, but I don't know that I watched it. I didn't watch his Showtime special either. And I feel like, not that like Borat subsequent movie film needs for you to have watched all those for the rest of it to make sense, but I feel like it would have built on some momentum. But anyway, I am going to get to it eventually. Steve is here, says, is Poltergeist, did I spell it wrong on the thumbnail? I probably did. It says, is it on Netflix in the USA? It is. So that's how I'm watching it. Terrence Huey's here as well. He says, they're here. He's never seen it though. Yeah, I never seen it, but like I'm watching it and I was like, oh, that's where this came from. Like so many other different like references. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. Frank says the only part of the movie I've seen is a face ripping scene that gave him nightmares when he was 10. I don't know that scene yet. Don't know spoilers. Well, I feel like this is like almost a 40-year-old movie, 38-year-old movie. So spoilers, I feel like once a movie's a certain number of years old, you could spoil all you want. Frank says not going to make it today because he has to interview a job candidate. I suppose that's acceptable. C Drive 300 is here. Chris Yao, awesome. Shannon's here as well. Awesome. C Drive 300 says my favorite sci-fi flick of all time is Forbidden Planet. Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. Martha says you guys are going to have to tell me what I'm missing since we don't have Netflix. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, Steven76 does. If you have a Redbox account, you can rent it online. Interesting. Daniel M is here. Awesome. Good to see you, Daniel. And all right. So here's what we'll do. Let's get started. We got lots of people here. I want to get started because I know we're not going to be able to get through the whole thing anyway. So I've got earbuds inside my ear cups. And so I got my phone, and we'll see how it all kind of works together. See if it works. I got to unlock my phone. All right. And I've started. So I'm 40 minutes in. I'm starting. So I'll just watch it. If you guys want to watch along, I'll kind of like narrate for people listening along. Guys. Dog's barking. The dog always knows. I feel like the dog always knows. I'm starting to talk to them. And it's amazing because it's exactly like that Simpsons episode, that Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, where Homer like got sucked up into an alternate dimension. It's exactly what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Elliott says you might need to download it before watching it. I don't know. It's not that. I feel like the camera is doing something weird. I don't know with the stream. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Louis Becerra said the Poltergeist gone for a minute. Yeah. So they're definitely like talking to her, and this is like straight up what happened in that Simpsons episode. So I've seen that Simpsons episode first, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jeff Elliott says it seems fine now. I think it's okay. Maybe we just need. Sorry, I was frozen. Yeah, I looked fine to me, but I don't know. Maybe like all this Wi-Fi streaming, because I'm downloading like streaming a movie. I'll download it next time. Sorry about that. Jason says, "Good morning from Hong Kong. Set to run the virtual New York City Marathon after the live stream. Cool, awesome. By the way, I gotta turn this down. It's a little too noisy. Whoa! And now like the ceiling opened up and garbage is falling down. And the special effects here are really weird. I mean, I guess like in 1982 they would have been amazing. But speaking of the New York City virtual New York City Marathon, I don't know if you guys follow CL Furlong, but he's out of Australia and he's been getting ready for the New York City virtual marathon. And I was watching nightly news the other day in the morning instead of watching Poltergeist, and they did a story on like what was it, on the virtual New York City Marathon and other people that have been like raising money and doing some stuff. There was a woman that's like, she's raising money, and then for every $250 more she raises, she's going to run another mile in addition to like the New York City virtual marathon. And so they did like a little story about her. But at the beginning of the piece, they were like, people all over the world are doing New York City virtual. And one of the, like the photos they showed was of CL Furlong. So I was like, oh, cool. I don't know if he knew it. I told him, I sent him a message, said like, oh, I saw you on TV. But I don't know if you guys saw it either. All right. Inna says, oh, Poltergeist is on Netflix in the US and not the UK. All right. Jeff Elliott says, what time are you at right now in the movie? I've got an hour and 2 minutes left. On the phone, it only tells me how much. It doesn't tell me unless I move the movie around. Yeah. Here's where I'm at. I'll just show it to you briefly. They're looking for the baby. They're thinking maybe she's in the house somewhere and there's a CB radio. They're all looking for the baby, the young one. So, and there's like the professor. All right, I'm not going to show too much of it, but yeah. So we'll see. Mark Jankoko said, this movie was scary back in the day. Exorcist was just as scary today. See, that's another one that I feel like will really freak me out. Yeah, Daniel, I started at 48 minutes, but now I'm like a couple minutes in. Louis says Poltergeist also reminds me of a lot of the bit that Eddie Murphy did in Delirious. I'm not sure I remember that. Well, now the house is like exploded though. The TV is still on and it's doing like snow. But like, TVs don't do snow anymore, right? I remember when I was watching it in the beginning. Like they played the Star Spangled Banner and then it went to snow. And I remember, I don't think I ever experienced that in the US, but I remember in Korea, they would do the same thing. And it was like super weird to me because like, and it was early. It wasn't like midnight or anything. It was like after like the evening news. This would have been like in 1990. And after the evening news, they would play like the national anthem. And then all the TV stations would just go to snow. And then there would be no TV. And I asked my grandma, I'm like, what's going on with the TV? She's like, that's it for the day. And I was like, what do you mean it's it for the day? It stops playing TV? Like TV's gone all day. What does it do in the middle of the night? Nothing. But yeah, so that's what they did here. And like, imagine if they tried to make this movie now, what would they use? Like an Apple screensaver, you know? Like, I don't know how they even do that. Diogo Tanaka says 2020 is way scarier, way more scary than Poltergeist. Yes, it is. And then where is that question? Tony says, do you use a dongle for your MacBook? Sorry, it's super off topic. Yeah, I do. I use not regularly. The only one that I do is, I have a USB-C adapter. So I have a USB-C adapter to connect to my, I have one that connects USB-C to my phone, so Lightning, USB-C to USB micro A and B, the one that go into hard drives, and then USB-C to micro SD and SD card reader. So I have those. I have like a little bag that I carry around all the time for all those things, but I don't have like a single dongle that I like always keep plugged in. I always feel like it's a lot of extra to carry all around. I'd rather just plug in the individual thing that I need at a time. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah. I gotta turn this up now. See, this is what I don't like about watching movies. You gotta keep turning it up, turning it down. You know what I love about this movie though? Is that it's Mr. Incredible, isn't it? Or Coach. Craig T. Nelson. So like, man, this guy's had a great career. Yeah. Martha says, what's a dongle per Tony U's question? It sounds like something involved with wankering. Yeah, I mean, it's like an adapter, you know. I don't know where the word dongle came from, but it's become a part of the vernacular. Yeah, it's something that is you need because computers are going away from like regular size ports. And so if you want to have like, for example, if you want to connect to like a VGA monitor or a projector, then you need a dongle and something that changes from like USB-C to VGA. So that's like what a dongle is. A lot of other of them connect to like hubs. And I think that's what Tony's really asking is if I have a hub. But I don't have like a big hub like that. Some hubs have like through the one cable, then you can get like 2 USB ports and like micro SD and pass through so you can still charge it and also have an HDMI port and things like that. Yeah. Daniel M says, have you heard about the alleged real life curse from this movie? No, I'm not aware. Oh, that's cool. I also think that it's amazing that like earlier in the movie, like right now, they're all like drinking booze and sitting around and like, I don't know what they're talking about because I can't turn it up too loud because then I get too distracted. I'm going to try to turn it up a little bit. But like earlier in the movie, they were like the mom and dad, like Mr. Incredible, the dad, was like, they were sitting around in the bedroom rolling joints. And I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. I mean, that's a pretty like provocative move for like 1982. But yeah, anyway. Oh, Mark says the little girl in the movie dies in real life at a young age. Oh, that's terrible. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Mark says, oh, that thought the curse was from The Exorcist? Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, Donald Beck says, I always remember the guy picking his face off. I haven't been there yet, guys. Stevie76, you should Google interesting facts about Poltergeist. Okay. I got too many things I'm juggling already. Maybe you guys can do it if there's interesting stuff. Yeah, Lewis M says, I came in, the first thing I heard was sitting down, rolling joints, LMAO. Yeah, I mean, that's like a big part of the beginning of the movie. I mean, does anyone know where does this movie take place? It, like, in my mind, this is Utah. Just like the way it looks, because he's in like this subdivision and there's mountains in the background. And I'm just thinking it looks like Utah to me because they're just building like house after house. And the dad, Craig T. Nelson, is he's like the realtor. He sells the houses of the subdivision. And like the people coming through are like, this house looks exactly like all the other houses. And they do. They all look the same. And then he was saying like his neighbor had built like his house with like a jacuzzi tub that had like a slide that went outside to a hot tub in like the backyard. It was like indoor, outdoor jacuzzi tub. And he was like, you can make it whatever you want. And I was like, what? That's such a lie. Who does that? All right. Daniel M says, Julian Beck, who played Kane in the sequel, died of cancer while shooting the film. He was aware of the condition when he signed up. And then Will Sampson, who played Taylor in the sequel, Daniel M says, died of kidney failure a year after that film's release. And Daniel M says, all these deaths have led to a rumor that the production was haunted on account of the prop master reportedly using actual skeletons. Oh, that's weird. Oh, man. And Donald Beck says, and the body coming up through the pool, was that in there? Or did I put that there in my head? I don't know about the bodies coming up through the pool. All right, Neat Penguins got a running question. Tips on good winter running gloves, anybody? From 5 to negative 15 Celsius or 30 to 0. Should also be waterproof, but everything I try to hold water like a cotton sock. The winter running gloves that I have are craft mittens. I like the craft ones because they're actually cycling gloves. So I feel like if they're made for winter cycling, they can be warm enough for me. But even those, I usually put some hand warmers inside. So I have like the little disposable ones that you take them out of the plastic and you give them a shake, and then like they're like the size of like iPod AirPods Pro case, and you put them in your glove, and that with the cycling mittens tends to do it for me. I think they make those in a waterproof version, or has one where like there's like a cover that can go over to make it a little bit more waterproof. So that's one that I would look at. Donald Beck said, I always thought poltergeist meant playful ghost. Is it? They talked about the difference between a poltergeist and a haunting earlier. So that's interesting. But I don't remember exactly what the difference. Daniel M says, though the Cuesta Verde community in which the Freelings live is based in Southern California, Spielberg admitted that he really based the neighborhood on suburban Scottsdale, Arizona, where he grew up. Oh. Or where I grew up. Where someone grew up. Suburban Scottsdale? Really? Oh, I guess there's mountains. Definitely. Interesting. Shannon says dongle sounds like an Australian potty word. I can picture the croc hunter saying that word. That's funny. All right. Yeah, Louis Becerra, Steven Spielberg written and produced this movie. Yeah, I think that's amazing. I mean, I do think the cinematography on this movie is pretty good. I do like it. All right, now it's like the middle of the night, and I think they're all waiting for like something to happen. And one of the researchers is just like rummaging through the kitchen looking for some food. And I feel like something's going to happen. I mean, Spielberg does a good job of building suspense. And now he's turning around because he noticed something. Oh, something's moving across the counter by itself. Daniel M said suburban Scottsdale is where Spielberg grew up. Oh, I didn't know that. Martin says dongle is the word of the day by popular acclamation. I can go with that. That works for me. Let me make sure I get it teed up then, in case we hear it again. Oh yeah, he had like a T-bone steak. I mean, he just reached into the fridge and got a steak. Oh, what's coming out of the steak? It's gross. What? It's like he had made a steak. Oh, and now he was eating like a leftover piece of chicken, and it's like overrun with maggots. And he's throwing up now. I bet you he's going to throw up maggots. How do the lights all turn on? Oh, the lights are turning on super bright now, too. They're changing colors. Whoa. Martha says, Mike, you would be a good reader for audiobooks. I want to. You know, I was watching an episode of Nailed It the other day, and one of the people, this is where he's ripping his face off. Ripping his face off. Oh, that's really gross. Why would he do that? Was it like itching, do you think? Oh, he's ripping his face off. This is nasty. This is super terrifying. I mean, whoa, it was just a hallucination. Steve says it looked really fake. I mean, it did, but it's still like with the music, you know. I feel like for its time, it looked amazing. It must have. And now they've got like some pieces of equipment that are all running, like a seismometer. Yeah, Chris Dyke says scary movies aren't even scary without sound. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But going back to the Martha says, I'm so glad I'm not seeing the visuals. Yeah. Jeff Ellie says, you're going to wish he threw up the maggots. Yeah, that would have been better. That face scene was pretty nasty. I think if I were younger, if I saw that when I was like a kid, that would have made me afraid of any laundry room ever, I think. Or eating food out of the fridge at night. But there was a woman on an episode of Nailed It, which my daughter has been binging. She loves that show. And I just recently found out, I didn't even know, that one of my nieces had a nailed it party. So like that was like the theme of the party, that everyone like baked something and they did like a nailed it. So that was pretty fun. But one of the contestants, her job was, she was an audiobook narrator. And I was like, how do you get that job? I think I just got to start putting myself out there. I don't know. I would also settle for a second best, like getting sponsored by Audible. I'll take that too. Yeah. Yeah, Donald Beck said maybe he thought there was a maggot in his face. Real crazy people pick their sores and stuff. Maybe. Could be. Yeah, Jeff Ellie says nailed it is great. I love Nicole Byer. It's a good show. I enjoy it. Oh, Leona Wong's here. Good to see ya. We're watching Poltergeist. Now this guy's, he's like on a trip because he just thought his face melted off, but he was like hallucinating it. And now he sees something at the top of the stairs, and he got the other dude's attention. And they're seeing something. It's like an apparition. I love like this, the sound of, like, not the sound effects, the special effects from the 80s. Oh, they can actually see it. It looks like a floating apparition. Now the boss professor sees it too. And their reactions, some of them are like amazed, some of them are fearful. Interesting. Uh-oh. Coach is up. He's like, what is this? This stairwell, though, coming down the house, it's like super like windy. I mean, these are rich people. This is a giant house. It's like super fancy. And they were building a pool and everything in back. Whoa. Now it's gone. What was that? It got windy inside the house, though. That's weird. But I think she broke all the equipment. I don't know. They're taking it out now. Yeah. Yeah, Donald Beck says, read a book for free and put it on YouTube. See, I would love to do that, like to take a book I like in terms of like getting a job as an audiobook narrator. But then like that's a copyright violation. You know what I mean? So like it's not like a cover song. So like that would be a problem, you know? So I'm trying to figure out like how do I get a job? Does anyone know anyone who does audiobook narration? I would love to have that job. I think I'd be good at it. I'm a fan of the genre, you know, so, or the medium, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. All right. Shannon says, I just got done my second cupping session this week and restored faith that my phantom injury is going to resolve. Awesome. That's great news. Anyone have success with a piriformis injury with cupping? I don't know. I've never had that. Awesome. But I'm glad that it feels like it's helping. All right. They watched the film. They got it on film. But now they're sending the kid away in a taxi by himself? What? It's like the following morning. I don't understand. I think I missed something because I've been chatting. Oh, Martha says, read the phone book and get hired to filibuster. Is filibuster still a thing? I thought they got rid of filibustering. I don't know. What, the dog got in the taxi too? Just sending the kid away by himself with the dog. Well, not by himself, with the dog. Oh, okay. Oh, Louis Besser says, read a book of Shakespeare, some classic. Those are public property or something like that? I could see if there's something that's out of copyright or in the public domain. Donald Beck says, you need an agent. I think I do. TV76 says, cupping might help with glute activation. I think so. But like, you know, if I read a book of Shakespeare, then do I have to like act it? Like if I'm doing like Othello, you know, do I have to be like really dramatic? I don't know if I could do dramatic though, but I think you'd have to strike the balance because like when you're doing an audiobook, even if it's fiction, like you don't do voices, you know, I mean, you can a little bit, but you don't really, I don't know. Scotty B says, I'm dealing with Sprint on another screen, cell phone provider, somewhat scary. Oh, it's funny. Yeah. Martha says they got rid of filibuster for certain things, like approving court appointments, but don't know if it's totally gone. Yeah, I thought it wasn't totally gone. Arnold Allen says the filibuster is null now that the nuclear option exists. Thanks, Republicans. Yeah. Donald Beck says filibuster sounds like something you get at the Dairy Queen. Yeah. All right. Now, Craig T. Nelson's boss came, and he's like, "We didn't see you at the office a couple of days. What's going on?" Oh, and like the poltergeist is like moving stuff around, and he's trying to shove his boss out the door. Funny. Uh-oh. I think they're concerned. Cuesta Verde. That's where it's located. The house looks nice. Yeah. Martha, for Shakespeare, you have to get the accent for the right century to pass muster. Yeah, I definitely couldn't do that. Mark Chain Coco says Alphafly Mango colorway is coming out 10/29 at 10 a.m. on the Nike app. Maybe they'll have next percent release at the same time like they did with the watermelon. Maybe. You know what? I think I'm actually going to pick it up. Or I'm going to try to. So, yeah, I think I need to run in that shoe just to test it out, to compare it, because I think I've run in all the other carbon plated shoes, so I think it deserves some attention. So I think I'm going to try and get it. I saw a notification for it today, and I do like that mango colorway. I wish they would do another orange one like they did for the Vaporfly 4%, like in 2018. I like that orange color. Did they do it? I don't think they did. Anyway, Brendan Kane says, "How you find folks doing tonight?" We're doing awesome, Brendan. We're just watching some Poltergeist. I feel like this part of the movie is a little bit slow. Maybe because I'm not paying attention to it as much. But I don't know. Donald Beck's watch the dancing episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I used to watch that. What was that? What? She just went into a room and then like there was like a scream. I don't know. Weird. Now. Oh. So now Craig T. Nelson is walking up like a giant hill in this subdivision. Oh, the subdivision's weird. It's just got all these like concrete plots next to streets with like little cul-de-sacs on it. I'm guessing for houses that are yet to be built. But now the boss is like, oh, now the boss is worried because he's like, the daughter's been missing school. I don't know. Anyway. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I used to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force all the time. I loved it. Back when I was like in law school, that's when I was like loving it. Is it still on? I don't watch a lot of anything regularly. I guess I watch a lot of YouTube. But yeah. I think the boss is trying to make sure that Craig T. Nelson stays on the team, offering him a new house or a new plot of land. Stevie said, "Guess the budget for that neighborhood." That's awesome. I'm guessing that the plots. I mean, I don't know, what does a plot of land in a subdivision cost in Cuesta Verde, California, in 1982? I don't know. Plots of land in some of the like smaller towns around here, in like subdivisions like that, go for about like 30 to 60 grand. So I don't know. I don't know how much it costs to build a house on that. Oh, but now they're on there's a cemetery. Oh. And they're talking about, they're going to expand into the cemetery now. Christopher Colangelo says, "Good afternoon, all. Nice to make a live stream live instead of listening as a podcast." Awesome, Chris. Welcome. We're today I'm watching Poltergeist. And I'm trying to like narrate it a little bit while I'm watching it. If you guys want to follow along, you can. Jamal says, "Training while have a light flu." I mean, if by light flu you mean like coronavirus, I would say don't do that. But if you have like a regular flu, like influenza A or influenza B, I would probably say don't do it, because I just think that like that flu. I gotta turn this down a little bit. The flu hits you real hard, I think I had a flu last winter, and I tried to train through it. And every time I did, I feel like it set me back in my recovery from the flu for like 2 or 3 days. So it was to the point where like I was at work one day, I had run to work and I was super winded. And then, but no, I didn't even run to work that day. I think I took the bus or the train to work that day. And I sat down in my office and people were looking at me like, do you want us to call the ambulance, take you to the hospital or something? And I was like, no, I feel tired, but I think I'm okay. So, yeah, running with the flu, even a light flu, I would say kick it all the way first and then, then try to get back to it. All right. I don't know what's going on here in the movie now. It's evening again. Oh, no, they brought a woman in with a really strange voice and amazing sunglasses. I don't know if she's some sort of like spiritual person. She must be. All right. Where'd it go? Oh, I just saw someone talking about the alpha fly. Where'd it go? Oh, Mark Chancoco says, I'm flying in the alpha fly. Feels like I'm conserving a lot of energy. Yeah. I have some stuff that I can't talk about yet, but there's a reason why I think I need to run it just to have the experience with it too. So exciting stuff is coming, but like I do feel like I need to be able to understand like what that shoe is really all about. I think I know what it's all about. I have a feeling of what it's going to feel like, but I gotta do it and check it out myself. So hopefully I can pick up a pair. I feel like I've been seeing everyone on Instagram getting a pair. I feel like they've been doing a lot of drops, and so hopefully that means I'll be able to get some too. Yeah. DJ Maldib says, anyone else doing virtual New York City Marathon this weekend? It's my first marathon, aiming sub 4, trying to figure out target heart rate and carb loading strategy. It's complicated. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for the sub 4, you can try it. If you're going flat, on your course, then go at 2-hour half marathon pace, which is like kind of like around 9 minutes something, isn't it? Pace. So go for that if that's what you're really going for. As far heart rate, for me, it's a handful of beats off of my threshold pace. 5 to 10 lower is kind of like where I need to be. I haven't been able to execute a marathon on heart rate that well, so that's difficult. It can be complicated, but you know what? It's your first, so go out there, have fun, and it's going to be a PR no matter what, or PB no matter what. Oh, Sean Marshall's here. What's going on, Sean? Says he can't stay, but want to drop a hello. Awesome. Stevie76 says it's a Native American burial ground. Is it? Daniel M says them going up to that cemetery is a reveal of an important plot point. Yeah, I'm getting the gist of it. That like, if they're willing to expand into more burial ground, that probably means that they were originally on burial ground. And then they mentioned that like, oh, your daughter was born in the house, wasn't she? So I feel like, the daughter has a connection to it. So I think that's what's going on. Jeff Alley says, I picked up the Viz version of the Endorphin Speed and I really like it. Could see using it for everything. I mean, it's a pretty versatile shoe. I think there's enough of that Power Run PB in it that you can use it on an easy day, and that material is going to be long lasting enough for you to be able to use it frequently. I think I just saw, was it, who was it? I just saw a video. Someone just posted a video of 400 miles in the Endorphin Speed. And yeah, it makes sense to me. Yeah. Maybe it was just me and my friends, but there's only one way to really enjoy Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's funny. Martha has some good advice here. It can be super complicated, but don't overthink it. If you trained, trust the training, and just be sure you have enough fuel and hydration. It's good advice. And it says, I thought watching my eat tacos was weird, but this takes it to another level. Yeah, I'm not sure that I like this because I feel super distracted. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Stevie76 says, I have a non-elite flu. Oh, no. Hope you're doing okay. Recycle on Wednesdays is a good, interesting idea. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm far behind. But I think his idea was that someone is also a musician. I've got a lot of musicians in here. And where'd it go? Yeah, Sean's a musician. There should be a talent show stream. That'll be fun. I think that'll be interesting. Donald Beck said, I had nightmares about being chased by tornadoes. Jeff Elliott says, talking about running with a cold, says, I did take 2 weeks off around February and March because I tried to run through a cold and it just kept getting worse. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's definitely a point with a cold where you're like, I think that, I just need to, I tend to think of it like an old carburetor. It's gummed up. So you just need to take it on the highway and really open it up and just force everything through it just to clear out the system. I feel like there's a point of like that at the end of every cold, but I always I'm always too eager in figuring out when that is. So yeah, I'm bad at taking this advice, but I think for a cold, you got to rest. Yeah, Mark Janko says, yeah, the woman has a creepy voice. She does. It's like weird and southern, which is weird because it's supposed to be California, right? Chris Colangelo says, are you using Netflix party feature? I'm not, because I'm not familiar with the Netflix party feature, but I feel like I have to kind of do it this way. Although then I wouldn't be showing it to you guys, right? Maybe I need to look into that more. Maybe if I try it again, we'll try it. We'll see if I can do that just so everyone can stay like in tune better. Jay Mendez Jr. says, what do you think of high cushion shoes for weak ankles? Is it too dangerous? I don't think so. I mean, I think it depends on how weak the ankles are. I would say not all high cushion shoes are like super tall. So like some shoes, like the Fuel Cell TC is one that I think of as being really tall. I don't consider that like a high cushion shoe. It's very cushioned for sure, but I don't consider it like a high cushion shoe, but it feels tall and I don't feel very stable in it, especially when taking corners at speed. So like, it can depend, but like, I feel like, see if it feels tall, but even like the stack heights of it don't really tell the whole story either. Cause like the Bondi, I feel like is a high stack height, but it doesn't feel tall and you sink into it a little bit when you run. So I think it depends a little bit on the cushion too. Yeah. Jeff I says, no Netflix party, teleparty this time, maybe next time. Yeah. I got to figure that out. Better. Sorry guys. So I'm also got a social distance Halloween party before dark. Cool. Very cool. Awesome. All right. Martha says 9:09 is about 2 hour half marathon pace. Yeah. I'd say if you go out at like 9-minute pace, that'd be pretty good. I think you could do it. Maybe 9:05. Give yourself a little cushion. I mean, the nice thing about doing virtual is that you don't have to like worry about like, well, if I have to run around a crowd, I'm not taking the tangents, then I'm running a longer race. With a virtual, you're running like the exact distance. So that kind of helps you a little bit. All right, now they're trying to like call to the baby. The mom is like screaming, not screaming, but she's pleading with the baby. Now it seems like the baby's in distress. Oh, wow. Interesting. Steve 76, I made that up about the burial ground. Well, there's a burial ground that's near there. I don't know if it's Native American. I think that's Pet Cemetery, right? I don't know. All right. Chris Dyke says, what's the best daily trainer for Saucony these days? I've got enough speed day shoes, light on daily trainers. Well, I go with the Triumph 18. It's a max cushion variety, but it's super fun and it's a little bit bouncier, so it doesn't feel like a max cushion shoe. But the Kinvara is also a lot of fun, and I like the Kinvara this year. felt more like a daily trainer than like a speedy or day shoe. I always felt like because Saucony has the ride, they made the Kinvara like a little bit faster of a shoe, almost like a Pegasus Turbo, kind of in that category. So I feel like this year the Kinvara kind of like slowed down a little bit and fits more in like the daily trainer category. So, all right. Now they're yelling at the baby to go to run in the light. They told her not to go into the light yesterday. CV76 says, when they shoot these movies, is it all manual focusing? If so, that takes some skill. I think it is. So I think there's a job called focus puller, right? I don't know if that still exists, like with the technology of like lenses and stuff these days. But I think that like, so there's like a person on the side of the camera that pulls the focus and changes it as they go. And then there's someone else that's running the camera because the cameras are giant, right? I don't know. I've never been on like a professional film set, but I think that there's multiple people involved. It's like, it's not just like a dude and a gimbal, like holding a camera. At least not for like movies like that, not like Spielberg movies. All right. They're getting into the baby's bedroom. And now in the closet where she got sucked in, there's like strobe lights coming out of it and it's windy. It's always windy. Whoa, it's super bright. What? She's pretty awesome. She's like barking out commands at everybody. And everyone's like, I don't know what to do. Whoa, this is pretty cool. There's all sorts of stuff happening. There's tennis balls with messages written on them that they're throwing in. All right. Where'd it go? Here, Colony says, what do you think of the Asics Glide? I gotta turn this down, sorry. It's getting so loud. He says, what do you think about the Asics Glide Ride? I don't see a review from you on this shoe. Yeah, I didn't review that one. I reviewed the Meta Ride and the Evo Ride and the Meta Run. No, the Meta Racers, the Meta Ride, and the Evo Ride. The Glide Ride was the only one that I didn't look at. I think it's a pretty good shoe from what I can tell from what I've seen. I know that Seth, when he did like a fundraiser run early on in the pandemic, he ran in the Glide Ride. I don't remember how many miles he ran. He ran over a marathon in it on that day. So I feel like it's a really good long run shoe. It's just not one that I've tried. So it's not that I don't want to try it. It's just I haven't gotten to it. All right. Now the lady has brought in the mom and they're like throwing things into the closet. Coach came in with a rope to hold on to them so they don't get lost. This is just like in The Simpsons. I mean, this is basically the Simpsons episode. They must really like this movie. But they're trying to get the baby. I don't know. Danny J says, I'm a bit late with this comment, but I think one of the best training tools is to become fat adapted. I do all my runs in around 1.5 hours in a fasted state. My glycogen burns very slowly and no bad belly. Yeah. I mean, they say that, I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at fat adaptation. I think Triathlon Terran did like a really good video on it recently too, talking about fat adaptation for running. And then I read, I think it was Alex Hutchinson's book. I forget if he's Matt or Alex. I think it's Alex Hutchinson's book. When you talk about fat adapted running as well, that basically you lose a little bit of your top end speed, but in terms of endurance, it's a really good way to go. So yeah, I think there could be benefits to it. I mean, I think it correlates well with low heart rate training as well. But like, I don't generally try to worry too much about it. Probably because it's just too much for me to think about, I think. Sometimes I've already got too many variables. All right, now they're feeding the rope in from the upstairs closet, and it's coming back downstairs through the ceiling in the living room, through a porthole. And they're arguing over who gets to go into the closet. They're all arguing. Coach wanted to go in, but he's like, no. They said, no, he needs to hold the rope. Just like in the Simpsons episode. JC said, ran 13 miles on the treadmill because of storms this morning. It was brutal. What's the longest you've gone on a treadmill? Oh, I don't think I've ever done 13 miles on a treadmill before. I might have. I want to say I've done like 2 hours before, so then I would have probably gotten to about 13 miles. But I'm not sure. That's a long time. I was listening to a podcast of someone who did virtual Boston, I think, on a treadmill. And I was like, that sounds absolutely miserable. Like, I mean, I guess if you got like a TV and you got a fan, you got like a table with all your hydration and stuff, I guess it wouldn't be too bad. CV76 says the portal is like a Stargate. Maybe. Frank says, I don't think I've ever run more than 400 meters on a treadmill. Really? Like ever? That's amazing. Do you just hate treadmills? It's crazy. Whoa, she's getting absorbed into, and then they're pulling on the string from downstairs. I don't know. Craig's like, tell me more information about this. And I think the lady's like, I don't know. I'm kind of winging it as we go. I'm not sure what's happening. Wow. Shannon says, Cozy, I think everything reminds you of The Simpsons since you're well versed in it. I'm well versed in it up till like the year like 2003 or 2004 or so. Then after that, I'm surprised that they still make episodes. But like I used to watch it all the time. My sister and I, we would tape it on VHS. We would set the timer on our VCR to make sure we got it, because sometimes we would miss it and we would start like a minute or two late, and it would annoy us. So what? Wait a minute. He was just pulling on the rope and a giant demon skull came out of the closet. And he yelled at it and it went back in the closet. Oh, and then the mom's coming through with the baby through the ceiling. And they're covered in gunk, kind of like in Stranger Things. But they got the baby. Oh yeah, they're it's gross. And they're trying to get her into water, or they're trying to wash her off. Whoa. I mean, there's a lot like Stranger Things too. But going back to The Simpsons, yeah, we used to videotape The Simpsons and then just rewatch it all the time, like all day long. I had like, we set the VC. Remember, you could set on a VHS tape. You could set it on like standard, like extra long, and then extra long, like in terms of like the recording speed. And so you could fit like 6 hours of television on one tape. We had like 2 or 3 tapes of Simpsons episodes that we just watch all the time. And then, then they were available on DVD. Although I don't think I ever bought a Simpsons DVD box set. And now you can stream them on like FX and stuff like that. But I also really enjoy Futurama. I think I enjoy Futurama more than I enjoy The Simpsons. Although I enjoyed The Simpsons a lot because I grew up with it. I was the right age for it. Oh, the baby's awake. The mom's awake. They're fine. Is that the end of the movie? I feel like there's a lot more movie left, though. Yeah. But they won. Shannon says, randomly, my 5-year-old is laughing hysterically at your description of the scene you're watching. She says you're hilarious. Yeah, Arnold Allen says like the goo is ectoplasm. Maybe. It's kind of all that same thing. Why is the spirit realm always so goopy? The spirit realm is always kind of like, I don't know, like placental kind of in a way. It's just really gross. Not that that's gross. It's a beautiful thing, but it's gross. And now they're moving. They got the baby. They're getting out of there. Did they ever finish the pool, though? Do we ever find that out? Because they were in the middle of pool construction when all this was going on. And how are you going to sell a house with like a hole in the back? Are they going to sell it that way? I think we need some answers. Because it doesn't look like they've aged very much. I mean, I don't know. Does anyone have any info on that? Jody says, I listened to a podcast that says you shouldn't run your quality workouts in a fasted state. As the speedier workouts, you burn carbs, not fat. That's interesting. That makes sense to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of debate over like the fasted and not fasted running as well, and fat adaptation. So like I'm not that well versed in it. I can't really discuss it one way or the other. But it's not something I haven't heard before. Yeah. Donald Beck, maybe it's like rebirth symbolism. Yeah, I think so. Frank Hillier says, "Is The Simpsons still on?" I thought it still was. I thought they were still making episodes because, like, Hank Azaria said he wasn't going to do the voice of Apu anymore because, like, and like it was like it became controversial for a while, you know. And so I think that they were still making episodes. And I'm like, how do you still make episodes of that show? Like, I mean, I guess if there's people, if there's advertisers and there's TV stations that'll still pick it up, I guess keep making it, but I don't know how many of like the original like I mean are any of the original writers still on there? I mean, it used to be written by like Conan O'Brien and many others that were pretty funny writers. So I feel like I don't know. Mark Jankoko says there's a lot of movie left. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Chris Dyke says, can we get a couple of these jump out of the seat scare scene or what? I think I'd have to have the volume up a little bit louder and like a more like modern. Well, her hair is like gray now. So like Coach is talking to the wife. They're having a conversation. It's like golden hour. They're packing up the moving truck. And like her hair is like blowing in the wind. And there's like little tufts of gray all of a sudden. So I don't know how much longer it's been. But I still have no update on the pool. I don't see if there is a pool or not. Frank Lillier says, you think they're going to sell that house? CV76 says, you have to put a disclosure on the Poltergeist house. And Arnold Allen says, that's why there's plenty of movie left, because I can't sell it. They're like, we're motivated sellers. We're really trying to move it. As long as you weren't born in the house, it seems to be fine. But don't ever have children born in the house, because then they'll be taken into the parallel universe. That's quite a description. Oh, Stevie76, Simpsons versus Ren and Stimpy. I did really like Ren and Stimpy. That was Ren and Stimpy I think is significant because it was like the first cartoon that was like gross, right? I mean, Simpsons was also went back when it was on like the Gary Shandling show was like, well, it's a cartoon, but it's not for kids. What is this? And then Ren and Stimpy was like, this is on Nickelodeon, but it's still not really for kids. It's for some kids, not all kids. And then like from there, a couple of steps removed from like Beavis and Butthead. I feel like that's kind of where it went. Martha wants to know, does the house in Poltergeist have a dedicated cat space? I don't think it has a dedicated cat space, but I mean the dog, like the beginning of the movie shows like everyone's sleeping and the dog just wanders from room to room. Like people, I mean, like are just like eating. They eat in bed. Like the one of the kids had like a bag of chips in bed. The other kid had like food on the nightstand, you know, like the headboard of the bed. And the dog just like wandered around the house in the morning eating food. And I was just like, this is a weird house. They still have that kid sleeping in that room. What? So now the younger brother, or I guess the only boy, is going to bed. And he's going to bed in the same room where his sister got like sucked into an alternate dimension. They're still sleeping in there. When did he come back? Because didn't they send him? They sent him away for a couple of days. I don't know. I think I'm having a hard time. Oh, there's Poltergeist 2 and 3. Okay. Arnold Ellis trying to buy the house in Poltergeist. I'm a butterfly collector and my wife plays with Legos. Our budget is $4 million. I mean, it's a big house. It may or may not have a pool in the back. We haven't confirmed. And there's the bedroom there's a master bath, which I'm looking at the master bath because the mom is like taking a bath now. So there's a master bath with a soaking tub. There's a room for the older sister, the two younger ones. There was an eat-in kitchen. There was a giant living room, like open space area, and a grand staircase. So, like, I don't know. I don't think there are basements because it's California, and it looked like they just had the concrete pads. but a decent amount of land. So I don't know, 4 million. Maybe you might be able to get it. There you go. Yeah, Marchenko says that clown toy. Yeah, I mean, was that the beginning of when America became like, or the world became afraid of clowns? Like movies like this in the 80s, or was that like freakishness of clowns like always a thing? Oh, it moved. It's gone. It was sitting on the chair. I don't know why they always left that clown toy like facing the bed, like staring at the children as they slept. But now it's moved. It's not there anymore. Oh, so here's where we're going to get like a jump scare. Because he's going to find the clown somewhere. No, not under the bed. Anyway, that clown. Oh! It's strangling him. It's wrestling him on the bed. What? It's sucking him underneath his own bed. What? And then like, what? So weird. Oh, man. You know what was awesome about that kid's room, though? Early in the movie, he had R2D2, C3PO sheets. I think it was just R2D2 sheets. He's got like a Darth Vader bust that I'm pretty sure is like a piggy bank. And he had like a light switch cover that was C3PO. So like Star Wars all over the place. Pretty cool. Now the poltergeist is going after the bigger sister. Whoa. This is crazy. Well, she's like getting pulled up the wall or something. Wait, or is that the mom? I don't know who it is. I think they're trying to like pull her through the ceiling. And now the boy is wrestling the clown. And the closet door is opening again. Oh, man. They should have got out of the house when they could have. I don't understand why you don't like move out, stay with relatives for a little bit. Oh, no, that wasn't the older sister. That was the mom. This movie. Yeah, Marchenko, that's the mom. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was the mom. Lania says, I watched Alive last night on Netflix. I don't remember who suggested it. It was really good. Maybe we'll have to watch that next. Oh. Whoa. All the doors are like being either sealed shut or electrocuted. Whoa. Giant spirit coming through the door. The door has like Stranger Things like growth all over it. It's weird. Oh, it's a weird skeleton door blocking thing. Wow. She got knocked down. Where's Coach? Where's the husband in all this? Like everything she touches is getting electrocuted. Wow. Yeah, CB says, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. We need it. Does she now have powers to control what's back behind the door? Because she's just staring at the door, chill. Oh, so here we got an answer. In the backyard, there's still a hole in the ground. And there's like some saws, like saw horses. Back out there, it's raining again. The pool is filling up. Oh, she fell in the pool. Wow, that was a long slide. She rolled all the way to the deep end. It's all muddy. They apparently didn't do any work. Oh, and here's the bodies. Oh, it's full of skeletons. Oh, is this because it was a burial ground? And now all the water. Oh, but no, this isn't. Wow, look at this. A giant coffin is opening and bodies are flying out. Wow. Shannon says, P.S. I am not watching the movie, just listening to the play-by-play. Well, doing a Paw Patrol coloring book with her, so I can't say this setting is spooky. Awesome. That's cool. Coach will have to quit his job. Oh, okay. But it's nighttime. Where did he have to go for that? Did he have to travel for that? Oh. Now, is this just bodies that are floating because they were once buried, or are these actual spirits that are coming to get her? It's hard to tell because they're kind of bobbing around. She's trying to make it out. But I thought I saw some lights flashing. Oh, that's just a work light. She's climbing her way out of the pool. The bodies are still there. Something's grabbed her, but it's the neighbor. The neighbor who was originally like angry at Coach because their remote controls earlier in the movie had like 4 buttons on it, and they were like clicky buttons. And Coach had all his buddies over watching the football game, and like at a dramatic point in the football game, it changed to Mr. Rogers, and he got all mad. And they're like, "What's going on here?" And they said, "My neighbor has the same TV, and every time he changes the channel, it changes my channel too." Can you imagine that? And then they got into like a little like button clicking duel for a little while in the beginning of the movie. It was pretty amazing. I thought it was pretty funny. Oh, but the mom's now in the bedroom. Oh, wow. It looks like a giant artery in the closet. Oh. This is crazy. These special effects are actually pretty good. I like these. They're fun. I feel like it would have been probably a lot of fun to work on this movie, to make it. I don't know. I feel like the mom is like standing like, I'm not going in that room for my son. She's like, reach for me. You come here. And he's like, I can't, Mom. I feel like if you're the mom, you got to get in there. You can't put the burden on the 10-year-old. Oh, now the 10-year-old's got his sister. They're getting in there. Mark Coco said the mom has some quick paces run down the hallway. The hallway got longer as she went. It was like it was a pretty cool effect. She finally pulled all the children out. Oh, Coach is back. He must have just broke the news to his boss. And he's realized again that there's another thing happening. He's taking his time getting in there, though. He's just kind of looking at all the lights. Oh, and his boss is there, too, and he sees it. He's running in. All right, Donald Beck says, some of those old remotes worked on sub-audible sound. Did they really? Oh, I didn't know that. Now there's a coffin in the house. How did it get in there? Oh, I can't get them. Whoa, all sorts of things are blowing up. Yeah. Danny J says, I was at my mom's house once and it kept going off and on. That's crazy. One time when I was young, all right, I'm going to pause the movie here because it's like, I want to watch this, but I can't like do this. And we probably got to end the live stream here. I know we're pretty close to that. But growing up, we had this like a one Sony TV that I kept losing the remote for. And this was when I was like probably my daughter's age, like 8 years old or so. And so my parents kept ordering new versions of the remote because we would lose them. And to do it back in the day, it wasn't like you just go on Amazon and look up like Sony model, whatever, and just buy the remote. They had to like look up in the back of the manual, call somewhere and like have it shipped to us. So we had like kept ordering these remotes over and over. And then one time we moved from one apartment to another, and then we found they were all in the couch. They were in the couch the entire time. And so then what I would do is I would freak out my sister, and I would take the remotes, and when she was watching TV, I would change the channel when she was watching. She'd be like, I don't know what's happening. So I would do the same thing. But yeah. All right. So Mark Chancoco says, I'm just glad the dog got out of there. Awesome. All right. Yeah, CV76 says, don't be mean to your sister. I was pretty mean to my sister, like in like the weird like older brother, that kind of way. Not in like a real like emotional trauma kind of way, but like in like playing tricks on her and stuff. Yeah, so I definitely played my share of pranks. But yeah. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to finish watching the rest of this movie. Let me know what you guys think. Put them in the comments down below after this. If we want to do this again, we could do it with some other thing that kind of syncs us up all better. Because I know it was a little bit rough today. But if you guys want to do it again, we could do it again. Otherwise, we'll just kind of like do some other like just regular live streamy stuff. So let me know what you guys think. But thanks for like participating today and letting me try it out. I had a good time. Tomorrow we'll have a video about hand warmers. Actually, someone was asking about running in winter gloves. Tomorrow's video is about hand warmers, And then we'll do another live stream, 3 p.m., same time, Central Time, 3 here on YouTube. Hopefully I see you there. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.